Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface, and that gorgeous looking celestial serpent in front of us is called Elegon. And Elegon is the second to last boss in the Mogu'shan raid instance. And this fight has an absolute ton of mechanics, which I'm going to try and describe as they happen. So it's going to be a little bit chaotic, but I'm trying to let you experience how crazy this fight is. And it's a brilliant fight. And sadly, Blizzard only gave us about 40 minutes testing time on this. There were big problems connecting to the server itself. And then when we finally managed to get in, they gave us about 40 odd minutes and then shut it down and put up a notice saying, yep, raiding's done. Thank you very much, guys. Which is a shame because we nearly kill it in this fight. We get it to about 20 odd %. So if we had a little bit more time, chances are we would have done it. But let's get to the fight itself. Now in front of us, we can see that huge ring. And that huge ring is the energy vortex. And when you step on it, you get a buff and a debuff. And the buff is called the Touch of the Titans, which turns you into a celestial being and gives you both a 50% damage and healing increase. But the debuff is called Overcharge, and it stacks. And each stack makes you take 5% extra damage. And you can remove it by stepping off the actual vortex itself, which you must do because there's lots of raid damage going on, so don't let it stack too high. Now the boss itself does a basic attack where it does a breath, which is 100 yards long and 60 degrees, and it ticks you for 50k per blast, so be careful. And at 90% and 50% it goes into phase 2, where it starts to summon these energy charges, and it's 6 of them, and if you kill them all, the boss will take 10% extra damage permanently, but each time it's forced to create more charges, they stack by 20% of their speed. So it's going to get to a point where they're going to hit those focuses and they're going to turn these focuses live. And as you can see, they're becoming active and you must destroy them ASAP. And every time one's destroyed, it gives the boss a 20% damage buff and a 20% casting speed buff. And this is stackable for each of the focuses you destroy. And while you're destroying them, the boss then starts to do what's called an energy cascade. And if it hits you or 5 yards of you, you'll take 60k damage. And also, it will spawn those little adds, which are called the Cosmic Sparks, and they do about 50k damage as well. Now, you saw us get grabbed by the boss. If nobody is in melee range, it uses Grasping Energy Tendrils, and that will grab everyone to him and do 50k damage. And if the boss is above 50% health, it will start to do those Celestial Protectors. And the Celestial Protectors, quite nasty. They'll hit 2 random raid members for 50k each and put a debuff on them called Closed Circuit, which reduces the healing they get by 50% for 20 seconds. So healers dispel it ASAP, otherwise it could cause trouble. If they're taken off the Vortex and they're over 25% health, they will only take 10% damage. They pulse after 25% health downwards for 10k periodically to all raid members, and just before they die, they do an ability called Total Annihilation, which hits everybody for 95k each. So if you've got those stacks on you, you can take huge amounts of damage. Now, once the boss itself gets below 50%, he will stop casting those into the fight, but he will start doing a random damage buff to everyone in the raid, and you'll tick for 50k periodic damage if you're not stood within the energy vortex. And when it's doing this phase, you can see the middle bit's gone, so we have to be on the outside. It's doing periodic damage to everybody in the raid, and those little nasty cosmic sparks are causing havoc. So this is a very, very interesting fight indeed. If we could have only got those sparks down, the likelihood is we would have actually been able to kill the boss. But it is great fun, and I'd love to have another crack because I think it's going to be a wicked little fight live. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Heel vs Babyface. And if you want to raid with us, be on Mecha Talk server and just contact somebody in MOP beta testers. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.